Hello, everyone. Happy Monday, if it's a happy Monday, but you're here and Monday sucks. This is your Monday show, whiskey, spirits, all kind of spirit talk. And I'm glad you're here. We're here every Monday from 8:30 to whenever, sometime an hour or two, but you know how the deal goes. This Monday never happens without my illustrious host, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Single Barrel Snob, aka
Oh,
Timmy.
what is
Timmy,
going on?
Tim, bring your mic volume
Bro,
down. You're too excited.
bro, I can't help myself. I cannot help myself. I am so happy to see you, and I'm super stoked to be here again. So,
What is happening, my brother?
dude, can I show you something really quick
Yes,
before we get
show,
this rolling?
show me something.
I had a whole surprise that I wanted to do for you, but it didn't all show up. So I'm just going to show you part of it.
Look at that.
Oh,
What is that? What is
what's
that?
good?
Look, you
What's
look like me now.
good?
You look like me now.
Oh,
You look like
woo!
me now.
We stunting, baby. We stunting. Dude, seriously though, I love this hat. Quality, bro.
I
Quality.
appreciate that. I appreciate it. I
So
want to make
I
sure we
had
bring
I had a
people.
muscle tee. I had a muscle tee and stickers. I was gonna do a whole thing with the stickers on the, but it
Oh, no,
didn't show up. So
don't
we'll
worry.
shoot for
Don't
next
worry.
week with stickers. We'll
We
shoot for
we
next
we,
week with
we,
stickers.
we will do that. We will do that. How was your week, buddy?
It was a little rocky, but we're here. We're here. The weekend's behind us. We got a new week. We're gonna look forward. We're gonna put the crappy stuff behind us, and we're gonna keep on rolling.
And this is Monday. This Monday is special because this Monday we're doing something a little different. So for people that don't know here, we usually will drink single barrels. We'll drink bourbon. And if you're in my corner, we drink scotch, right? But
Hmm.
most people saw us make cocktails and talked about other spirit. But believe it or not, I'm what they call a wine and spirit expert. I can put that in front of my name now, right?
Right,
But
right.
for the most, I usually interview brands, but this is the first time that I actually am going 100% blind interviewing a blend. I don't know who they are, where they came from, who their mama is, who their baby mama's mama is. I literally don't know who they are, right? You called me and said, Jack, do you like rum? I say, of course. Does a bear shit in the wood? And you said, yes, I have a brand you need to know, and I have a brand that you need to talk to. We need to have them on Monday Sucks. They are good people. They are here doing amazing. Today, we will be talking to one of the most interesting brand. I had to go look him up a little bit. Like, who are these people, right? And I think they're partners that are got into this rum game. And I can't wait to ask them all the question because a lot of people here will probably want to know as they're drinking rum, why is two guys from the US are talking to them about rum when it's not a guy from Barbados or Jamaica or Guadeloupe that is telling them about rum. If you don't know them, the brand is called Rolling Fork Spirit. These are our guests. I'm gonna show them. They just look amazing there. Don't let this picture fool you. This picture perfect. But without further ado, I would like to bring in my man Jordan and my man Turner to the stage. Guys, welcome. Let's welcome with a Monday Sucks special. Welcome to
Yo, my dudes.
legend and the people themselves. If you're watching right now, make sure you actually push the like button on your Facebook. If you're on Facebook, make sure you put the like and the heart. We want to see a bunch of that. And if you're really watching right now, make sure you actually go in and share it in every whiskey group that you belong to that allows sharing so they can also see what's going on. I like to say when it comes to the word of spirit, most people like to limit themselves. I am not. If I turn my camera right now, you see that I'm into bourbon, I'm into scotch, Irish whiskey, rum, gin, you name it. I'm into it as long as it's amazing, it's good, and it tickles my fancy. Gentlemen, welcome to Monday Suck. Introduce yourself. You pick who goes first.
Sweet. I'll go first. So I'm Jordan. Thanks for having us. I'm one part of the duo of Rolling Fork Spirits. And as you probably noticed, the photo you showed was pre-COVID. I had a haircut back then and stuff. So,
Yeah,
this happened over the last year.
You're rocking the mullet right now.
Oh,
right?
yeah, man. There's a lot of party going on back here. So, no, my name is Jordan Morris, and I work with Turner on Rolling Fork Spirits, and we are independent bottlers, blenders, and we also age rum in the U.S.
All right, Turner.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. I am Turner Wathen, the other half of Rolling Fork Spirits. I was wearing my Rolling Fork T-shirt, but I fucking hate that T-shirt, man. We need to do a rebrand on that T-shirt, man. So,
you know what? Send it by me. I'll tell you if it's
Oh,
right.
Oh shit!
no, man, it's shit. We'll get a better one. But I'm pumped to be here, Jack. I'm fucking pumped to be here, man. And I'm live on Facebook. This is a first for us, Jordan. We ain't never been live before.
You're live on Facebook. You're live on YouTube, and eventually, I'm working on a system where we'll also be live on IG. Eventually,
Shit. I mean, Tim made one little post about this and got more likes than our brand gets in a fucking year.
Yeah,
it pays to know the right people. That's all I'm saying.
well,
Pays to
also,
know Jack and
this
Tim.
is our first time live. I have no doubt it might be our last as well, right? We might get banned. They're like, you can't put those fucking guys on live again.
Nah.
No, we
Going to the top.
It's
Going to the
interesting. It's very interesting because Tim and I started online here, honestly, simply just he is a night owl. I like to stay up at night and I like to enjoy a good dram when I'm staying up at night. And we literally met randomly because it just started with me just have a nightcap with his sommelier, and he'll always be the first one to actually jump on. We had a couple lives together, and the rest is history. Really, the rest is history. About a year, almost a year in of doing this every Monday, and I promise you, is every Monday since then.
Yep.
We didn't even take a break.
We have not taken a single break. We've done this we've been grinding
doing
out
this every Monday. We love
Yep.
having people on here that we pride ourselves on three major things. We keep it real. We cuss as much as the Lord will let us do. And we appreciate honesty and people that just being honest about their brand and about the spirit that they put out there. Gentlemen, tell me about Rolling Fork, because I know a lot of rum in my lifetime. I've known a few rock. Before even you asked me about it, where are you guys from? Where are you guys from? Which state?
Man.
Where are you guys?
We both grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. I was bastardizing the distillation process with a 6 and 9 gallon still out of my garage, and this was going back to 2010 and 2012. And my wife was like, "You need to hang out with my coworker's husband." I was like, "Fuck that dude! I don't know that dude. I don't want to do this stuff." And so they made us have a play date, and we just started drinking. And I think Jordan was like, "This guy's dumb enough that I can help him." I was like, "This dude's smart enough that he can help me." And so we started distilling, or we started working with a 6 and 9 gallon pot stills.
So when I first met Turner, he's like, "Let me show you my setup." And I walked in his garage. There's like water on the floor and electrical cords going everywhere. And I was like, "Dude, you're going to fucking die." Right. So I'm going to stand over here at the edge of the room and be like, "I think I can help you here." Like first things first, let's not run electrical cords through water and shit. Like just, that's my basic idea of safety. So after I saved his life, he pretty much owed me, so no, we're both from Kentucky, as Turner said. Our wives forced us to meet and play together, probably because all we did independently was talk about alcohol, right? And our wives are like, I'm tired of hearing about this, probably, right? And so they're like, let's just put them both in a room and then we can leave. And so, you know, it seemed like a good idea. And then I saved Turner's life because honestly, I don't know why, you know, after the fact, it's like, why did I do that? That would have been a pretty amazing story. Like,
you see
I went
my
to a
life.
party and saw a dude electrocute himself. Like, that's a pretty good story for the rest of my life, right?
He saved my life and then he left me. He saved my life and then he moved across the country. And I'm trying to, like, it's finally at the point where we are considering operational stances and we don't have distillery money. So we, you know, you can either do a distillery or go source.
Yep.
And right when we're making these big fucking decisions, Jordan's like, I'm taking a job in Oregon or in Washington. I'm moving as far away from you as I can get. And I don't think I ever gave up on making us make this happen. And we stuck through it. And I mean, luckily for me, he's back now. But I mean, this son of a bitch, we were doing conference calls at 6 a.m. or 9 p.m. all the time because we had to deal with shit.
Yeah. So how we got into rum though is so, you know, we're like, okay, we're going to source a spirit, and we love, you know, I love Scotch. I love just about every kind of whiskey there is. Actually, I started in bourbon, like anyone in Kentucky would, honestly, right? And then you start at bourbon, and then there's this crazy little cousin called rye whiskey, and then you're like, wait a minute, I like that too. And then it dawns on you, maybe I like whiskey, right? So then you start drinking whiskey, and then it leads to brandy, right? And then you're like, wait a minute, I kind of like the yaks as well.
Yeah.
And then you start thinking, maybe I just like aged spirits, right? Like I just love aged spirits. And so one of the things we noticed in the US especially is there's just not a lot of high-end rum, right? There are fantastic high-end rum brands. A lot of them are like the US market, dead to us. We're just not going to screw with it. They do really great business in Europe. You know, and that's honestly, I don't blame them. The US market is not very mature for high-end rum. There are a few great brands coming in now, obviously, like Foursquare. And, you know, Worthy Park from Jamaica is definitely making a strong push as well, which is awesome. But at the time we started, there were very few kind of what I would say the high-end, unadulterated, pure rums on the market in the US. Just they didn't mess with it because you got to deal with like 50 different states, you know, and there's not a huge market in any state. And so Turner and I were like, well, I like aged rum. I'm spending a lot of money bringing in bottles from Europe, right? I'm paying through customs and everything. And it's like, great market. Will it make it here? Won't it make it here? Hell, I don't know. Most of the time it does. Sometimes it gets held up at customs and you never see it. And so we got this like bright idea. We're like, well, if no one else is doing it, fuck it. We'll just do it ourselves. Right. That was a really bad idea in hindsight when we were like, how hard could it be? The answer is like, there's a lot of paperwork for importing stuff, right, that we did not understand. But, you know, we hacked through it. Like we managed to teach ourselves how to do all the import game, all the shipping game, got all of our permits in place, all of our contracts in place so we could use a facility in Kentucky, you know, as for our aging and our blending. And kind of little by little, we got more and more legitimate. We were like, you know, we're not just talking about importing rum. Now we have rum sitting in barrels in front of us, you know, and it's not illegal. It's actually in a permitted warehouse. And we registered a brand, you know, we were like, holy shit, we have a cola. Like we actually got the TTB to say, yeah, you guys aren't complete idiots. Yeah, that was a process. They told us we were idiots a few times. But eventually we convinced them we were not total idiots, I guess. So that's actually, you know, it was kind of like we loved aged rum and we just felt like there was really no one in the market at the time, you know, even independently bottling it, which one of the joys I think of like high-end spirits is the independent bottlers. They're the guys that give you the esoteric, the off-profile, you know, sometimes the one-offs. They're small enough that they can take 3 barrels and bottle them and it makes sense for them. You know, a large brand with 3 off-profile barrels, they're not going to bottle that. You know, it's off profile. They'll sell it to a broker and that broker may sell it to someone like me, you know, and it's just like in Scotch. So we were like, we're going to be an independent bottler of rum. So we started doing that. And from there, we also thought, well, when this rum gets here, we're in the middle of Kentucky, you know, there are a lot of interesting barrels floating around here that people use once. We could take some of that rum and we could further age it in Kentucky. We can source, different types of bourbon barrels. We're both very familiar, like weeded Buffalo Trace recipe bourbon barrels, high rye bourbon barrels from different distilleries, and then you get into like Kentucky style rye whiskey. So when I say Kentucky style, I'm meaning like, the middle-ish range rye, but then a lot of corn and then barley. You would encounter that in like Rittenhouse or something. And we were like, we can distinguish based on these barrels. We know the bourbon that came out of here. We know the distillery. We know the cooperage. We know how they treat their barrels. And we can start making kind of a range of flavors out of the rums we import.
Well, he's full of shit. We thought we could.
Yeah.
We had no idea that all this was actually going to work. So I will say that all of this has been a little bit of a gamble. And one, if we could do it again, we wouldn't do it with our own money. We'd use somebody else's money.
Yeah,
that's just painful.
For sure.
But yeah, it's funny. We tried to build flavor profiles through barrel wood chips when we were getting started before we went commercial. And we keep willing to roll the dice. There's no guarantee how something's going to turn out, but our value, well, I think we got a lot of value adds, but the fact that we are right here in Kentucky, the fact that we can go ask some dudes about particular barrels and then achieve getting them, and then let those summer months do their work is a value add to the overall complexity of rum that we can work on.
So where do you source your? I mean, do you guys have access to my license here, right? So sugarcane.
So we have a few.
Where do you source your distillate from?
Yeah. So unlike kind of your traditional like brand, we're pretty upfront. We source from multiple locations, right? And when we can, we will tell you which distillery distilled the rum. Because like I'm not out here trying to sell you on like, oh, I'm the only one that gets this rum. No. I want you to know where this rum came from. I want you to know who made it if I can tell you. So that if you like my stuff, you'll go try their stuff too. The rum market is small enough that I'm still in what I call the education phase. Get people to appreciate rum, get people to appreciate rum distilleries, and it'll be better for me. So we source from Barbados. And the distillery we source from is one of the coolest and allows, independent bottlers to say that it was distilled by Foursquare Distillery, which is, I think, one of the best rum distilleries in the world.
So I had Gail on last month.
Yeah, you had Gail on?
Yeah, I had Gail on last month. Her and I had a cool conversation, and we talked a lot about Foursquare, and she explained to me all the thing her husband does, and he's truly, I like to say, a mad scientist when it comes to rum. This has been his life work, and he takes pride in everything that comes. So if a distillate is coming from Foursquare, I know with a certitude that it is going to be some good shit.
It's high quality.
Yeah. What's funny, Jack, is when we started building these contact trees and doing outreach in 2014. And so you go, like our objective was to display the different styles and origins of rum. And so you go and talk to somebody and you're like, look, I want single origin, single distillation, and I want additives. I want this style. And they'll be like, oh, and I want it older age. It's like, oh yeah, we've got exactly what you want. That's kind of like an Eldorado 12-year. It's a multi-jurisdictional blend, and we're gonna add a little bit of caramel. And you're like, no. I want the purity of it. I don't want to create a product. I want to give people what the product should be. And we fought that battle for years. Until finally, I think people just got annoyed with us, and they're like, "Fine, we'll give you some bulk, unadulterated rum."
Yeah, they all want to sell you a blend of something. They don't want to tell you where it's from, which I'm like, how the hell is that going to help anybody?
Sure.
So what is the average age of most distillate that you guys are getting?
We actually do a range now. So we do younger rums, and obviously we plan to age those longer in Kentucky. right? So we have some unaged that we brought in before. We have 3, 4, 5 year rums that we brought in from different places. Kind of our most popular one that we do a lot with, simply because it's exceptional rum, is we bring in an 8-year-old rum distilled by Foursquare,
Okay.
which we then, introduce into different types of bourbon, rye, even some brandy barrels, things like that. Kind of our most popular one out of that is we bring in an 8-year Foursquare pot and column distilled blend. It's aged 8 years in Barbados and ex-bourbon barrels. And then when we get it, we actually do additional aging in like an ex-wheated bourbon barrel from Buffalo Trace or something like that, which, that turns into a lot of things. Some people would yell at me, that's a Weller barrel. And, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, I guess, but,
So Turner,
yeah.
Brett Atlas say you need to smile.
You guys,
shit.
all this
Right,
talk
Brett.
about your guys' stuff is making me thirsty. So
Yes.
I'm gonna make a daiquiri first of your guys' 4-year.
Yeah.
He's making a cocktail, but
I'm gonna put myself on mute because it's gonna be loud.
I want to have your product.
Do this. I'm thirsty.
So Jack,
Yeah.
to also kind of put a different spin on our aging, anything under 11 years old, we are aging in Kentucky, and we have a variety of unaged 3, 4, 5, 6, 8-year-old products aging in Kentucky. But we do have a single barrel program where we just value the quality of older aged rums and want people to have the opportunity to try these. We don't do any aging with those. We are just bringing them in. They might sit in Kentucky.
We bring it in by the barrel and, bottle it.
But that's a cool story. It's 11-year-old Kentucky Cask Series. It's an Rum El Salvador, and this is what we test piloted at my house with different varying types of soaked chips. But we wanted to see what we could do with a finish of bourbon, rye, port, and sherry. And I'll let Jordan talk about this. But when we selected the product, we wanted something.
That 11-year El Salvador is stupid good.
So our goal there, and Jack, since you like Scotch, you probably had the Balvenie ton series.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I love that. I love that shit. Right. I like the 1401 ton batch 3 and 6. I thought were incredible. The ones that made it to the U.S. And I was like, why hasn't anyone ever tried this with rum? So someone did. It was us. So we brought in essentially 22 barrels of an El Salvador 10-year-old rum, and then we said, now we're going to go to work on it. So what we did is we went through and selected by distillery and by age range each barrel that would hold some of the rum. And then we also imported sherry barrels and port barrels. So those were both French oak options, right? So we had, I think all said and done, we had 9 French oak barrels, 5 port and 4 sherry. And then the remainder of the 22 were either ex-bourbon or ex-rye. But even in the bourbon range, some of them were ex-toasted bourbon barrels. So some of the rum went through multiple barrels. Okay, so some rum was in a bourbon barrel for a year, and then it went to a port barrel. Some of the rum remained in a bourbon barrel the entire time. Some went actually bourbon, port, sherry. So at the end, we had 22 barrels that had kind of gone through this aging process of a variety of different barrels, some of it French oak, which the reason I'm saying that is you'll probably notice that when you taste it. And then we made a small batch with it.
So how many expressions, how long have y'all been in business, and how many expression would you say you have now?
So we went commercial in 2015. We took our first product to market, which the product was an accidental blessing to us, but we took our first product to market in 2018.
Okay.
I would say, so origin-wise, we have Barbados, Jamaica, Guadalupe, Dominican, El Salvador. So we have, I think right now we have 5 origin countries, and these are all aging in a variety of different barrel sets. Some Jordan has some really cool ideas for
We have some Venezuela too. We haven't released it. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
And actually, we had some Trinidad, but it got mixed with rye whiskey for our first product by accident. So when Turner said we had an accident, we were actually starting the El Salvador process we did, which you're about to try. We actually initially started with some 12-year-old Trinidad from TDL. And after the first run through the through our bourbon barrels, the warehouse we were working at dumped it into a stainless steel tank that still had 5-year-old MGP rye whiskey in it. So hold on, I'll get the bottle and show you. I have one sitting here. So for the longest time, we called it the fuck up, which then, due to TTB regulations, we had to change to fortuitous union. So there you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we bottled that, which was interesting.
How did that?
How many
do for
expression would you say you guys have out there now on the market?
Out there right now, if we group the single barrels by jurisdiction and we count fortuitous union, I would say we have the fortuitous union, then we have the 4-year Jamaican cocktail rum that Tim is using. Then we have our El Salvador small batch, which you're trying. And then we have a set of Barbados single barrels and a set of Jamaica pot still single barrels. I'd say those are our big categories. But, in the single barrels, they all vary a little bit, age and proof. And so minus single barrels, you guys have 3 products that are pretty
on
much
the shelf, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have
this single barrel that you have out there. Are they just released for a specific place, or you guys are putting it out and it's
we release them where we can sell them. So, we've been fortunate to have some really solid relationships. There's a guy out of Mississippi named Jamie Ferris, who has a packaged liquor store, Lincoln Road Packaged Liquor Store. He's been great to us. Blake at Sealbox has been great to us. So one of the products, you have Larry Rice's Silver Dollar Pick that you'll try later. You have the Foursquare Pick by Gordon's Liquors in Boston. It's kind of like where we can find dudes like you guys. Like if we can find people that are passionate about spirits, they're excited about what we can offer them, and they'll go after it. But if I go pedal around Jamaican Worthy Park or all our products just in Kentucky, you're going to get a lot of pushback because you're still trying to educate your audience on rum versus guys like yourself are like, oh, I want this.
Yeah. So the first one you tried, that El Salvador, was our largest batch, actually. And, our goal there.
This shit good.
Yeah.
Our goal.
This is the one that's wax dipped, right?
Yeah. Which also, don't ever sign up to wax dip 5,000 bottles. Holy shit!
I saw those videos. Those were wild. Watching you guys do all that.
So
here's my question, really quick. Before we talk about more of this, after this is done, are you going to do another series like this? Is that going to be like the thing? Like you have your cocktail rum, and then the El Salvador is going to go out, and then you'll have another guy in that series. Is that kind of the idea there?
That's the plan. It'll be smaller batches. This was our largest batch because honestly, when we had planned to make it into 2 batches, but the blend I liked the best was all the barrels. I could not find a good balance to do 2 batches. One was going to be heavier French oak than the other one. Whereas with all of them combined, the French oak, the tannin from the French oak really balanced with the ex-bourbon and ex-rye barrels. So this was I say large batch, it was 5,000 bottles, which is tiny when you talk about a distillery, but for an independent bottler, that's a pretty large batch. In the future, 4 to 5 barrel batches, similar style, right?
I will tell you guys right now, you may also want to talk to this guy. Sean owned one of the biggest stores in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously. He's saying send me samples, send him samples for real.
If he love your stuff, he will sell the shit out of it.
Hey, Jack.
Yes.
Before I get too off topic and too intoxicated, the rest of that El Salvador rum you have, just put it aside and make a Manhattan with it.
Mm-hmm.
I was about that's so
damn good.
While tasting this thing,
damn good.
I was a little confused because it did not taste like a my regular rum. So that's why I keep in my head. I'm like, this tastes so close. Like I get the spiciness of the rum, but literally I'm like, there's something else here. What is it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I like things that make me think as a consumer. So I'm like, well, I can feel all the spiciness of the rum in the back of my palate. But at the beginning, that first taste is a little bready, almost oatmealish. And I'm like, what is it? So now that you explaining the process, I'm like, oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
Now, because this is the moment as a consumer, if I had this sent to me as a sample and I didn't know, I'm going to start Googling now to start finding what is it about this, this rum that makes it so special and so weird that I have to think about it. So I can see what you're talking about, Jordan. You are like me, where you want to keep the authenticity of the spirit, but you want to twist it enough that the person can actually go, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean,
that's how I felt when I just had this.
One of the most enjoyable aspects of what we do is fucking with different barrels, quite frankly. We've pulled ex-brandy barrels that wound up being 1981 ancient age bourbon barrels, and we filled them with rum. You look at it and you're like, how did a 1981 ancient age barrel become a brandy barrel and live for, another 30 something, 40 years? I love the story behind barrels. They're all different too, like
this is so good. I'm not even going, I'm no cap, people. I'm not even hyping this thing up.
Yeah.
This is so good. Like I can only think of it in a cocktail. Like
he froze.
He froze.
Hell, he's back. He's back.
Oh, yeah, it's weird to hear it and think of it as making a cocktail with it, but I think about it and the layer of flavor make me go, I wonder if I can do an old fashioned, a Manhattan, a daiquiri, or anything with this thing, because it doesn't just have a regular, authentic rum taste. And I think I really believe that's what sets you up. If this is what the next two sample I'm gonna have taste like, this definitely sets you guys apart. It really.
I kid you not. I kid you not, guys. I've drank almost an entire 6-pack of this El Salvador rum. I fucking love it. It is so damn good. And the 4-year, this has been my cocktail rum since I first tried it. Since you guys first sent me a press kit and I got to try it.
Bless you, sir.
I think it's fantastic. So I mean, a lot of having you guys on here, we want to get you the exposure, but I am such a huge fan of you guys. Really, like, I'm so stoked
we
that we're here.
Appreciate it.
That's I'm done fanboying for the moment. So please continue.
No, thank you. What we really love about rum is what we love about most aged spirits. It's like authentic people making quality products, and then you have the variety of the different barrels. That's the joy of aged spirits.
So
I don't know if you guys have tried this, but putting a tiny bit of lime in the El Salvador.
Oh yeah.
Tell me a little more about this dollar
silver dollar. Here's my recommendation: save that one for last. Okay. Yeah. So that is 100% pot still Jamaican rum. Yeah. It's a flavor bomb. Yeah. So I think the best order is our El Salvador first. I call that one, honestly, dessert in a glass. The way the French oak, the ex-bourbon toasted, it's just a really well-balanced, easy sipping, high proof. That's the dangerous part.
So this is 2007, right?
Yeah.
So you should have a 2000.
I have a 2007, and I have the silver dollar pick.
I have the El Salvador, I have Gordon's Liquors, and I have Silver Dollar. Is that the same thing you have, Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so cool. The Gordon's Liquors is a single cask that we brought in, from overseas, and it is a 4-square pot and column distilled rum. This one we did not do any barrel treatment to. So this is a more classic rum flavor.
This statement right here. That's
So
what I was about to say. Is really funky. That's what
Yep.
that's what it was on the nose. I couldn't even detail the nose
Which one?
because it's just
He's
both.
drinking the
This one
Gordons.
right now.
Jack, I'm so fucking excited for you to have this Jamaican. Like I
Yeah.
can't. Like I don't
It is-
want to fuck up your show. I'm just
it
happy
is
that
so
you're enjoying this.
funky.
Yeah.
It is stupid funky.
So that's my passion project. I fucking love pot still Jamaican rum. I just fucking love it. And so
Jack, which one do you have in your
He's
glass?
drinking the Gordons. He's not doing
the Gordon.
Yeah.
I'm just so
So,
excited for how this is
the
going to
Gordons
progress.
It's going to be like a very classic,
Ooh.
well-aged pot and column still, so you
Ooh,
get
okay.
a little bit more flavor, right? It's not a pure column, which is one thing I tell people that are used to like bourbon. Go look at most bourbon distilleries; they're column stills, running 20 to 50 plates at least. Like that is what the alcohol that comes out of there. Yeah, it has some flavor, but it's not a flavor driver. Not as much as the barrel, not as much as the water. Whereas when you get into pot still rum, that distillate drives, it maintains a lot of the flavor profile throughout the aging cycle. So this Foursquare distill one is a balance, right? There's some column still and there's some column still in there, or some pot still.
God, what the hell?
Oh, so are you trying the Foursquare, the Gordon's liquor?
The Gordons, yeah. Oh my God.
So so Jordan and I are huge friends.
Are you sure this is rum?
That's the point, my friend. That's the point.
That's fair. That's a fair question. Yeah.
No, I'm just making sure you guys are not pulling my leg. Like,
not yet. No.
We heard Who's Sommelier say he knows spirit. Let's fuck with his mind. We're gonna send him some shit, label it something else, and let him wander the rest of the night.
Not yet, my friend. We have actually put our rum that we do the barrel treatment on into blind tastings and had people ask us if it was Old Wild Turkey, which I took as a badge of pride. And I just didn't think, I was like, sure. And I just like kind of walked away, but yeah. So the Barbados one, I think, is one of the most well-balanced.
I'm ignoring what you're saying right now, and I'm moving to go find that Gordon pick because I need to find a bottle of that.
So they're out of boxes.
I feel insulted because you guys send me samples of stuff. Because now if I look for this, I don't find this, you guys gonna get some hate mail. That's what
I think Turner can probably help you out there too.
Yeah, Jack, I can.
Okay, we'll have a conversation about this.
I know a guy that knows a guy.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. We know some guys. There we go.
Oh my God.
So this is cheers to you guys, because this is the reaction that we aim for, because we feel so confident in the products that we have the opportunity to work with.
You guys are you are liars. I'm just gonna tell you right now. You guys are lying. This is not rum. You guys took some other spirit.
It's well-aged whiskey, right?
And just literally said, we're going to fuck with people on the market. We're going to make it as rum. And they are going to buy it. And their mind is going to be fucking blown by the time. Like, I'm drinking this and I'm like, I don't like these people right now. They are whatever I know as being rum is now changed.
Bingo. We don't put additives in there. We don't do sugar. We don't do caramel. We do straight from the barrel, no chill filtration. I mean, some of our barrels will have the swirl of char, like we want you to have rum straight from the barrel. And this is, that one is what, 61% alcohol by volume. It's no slouch in the getting ripped department either.
62 and a half. 62 and a half.
Okay.
Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. You guys know on Monday Sucks, we talk whiskey, we talk all the things. Yeah. But if you're somebody who like rye and you like a little bit of that sweeter end of rye, you need yourself this Gordon pick. You need this fucking Gordon pick. You need this in your life. Because now I need a bottle just so I can fuck with my guest. I'm not going to tell them it's rum. I'm going to give them 3 rye, and I say these are all rye. and I bet you they can't pick it up. They will not be able to pick it up.
Yeah.
They'll just say,
If you
"Oh, this one seems sweeter." Aha!
That's right.
Aha! Got you.
Got you on
I'm
the
telling
run.
you right now. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yep.
Wow.
So this is our challenge.
Feel like I hate the previous one immediately. This one,
that's
like,
not
like
offensive.
The previous one is not.
You're not offending us when you tell us that, man. We are right there with you.
We try to make every bottle, every product we do different, right?
You know, if you got going on sell back right now, there should be some of the rolling forks here. You want to pick yourself a bottle. I'm telling you right now, if you are watching right now, I challenge you to go and sell back because they ship almost everywhere. Get yourself a bottle, right? And
bless you, sir.
You can thank me later. So I have it rolling underneath. It's sellbacks.com. They don't pay us for this, but we totally.
There's a 22-year Guadalupe single cast. Oh my God.
That one's the wildest. That's the wildest damn thing I've ever bottled.
I'll send you guys some samples. And what I'll say about Jordan and I is I think what makes this work for us is we get just as excited about the products that we are working with as getting them to market. We love them just as much as you guys do. And so when we see you all appreciating them, we get pumped up about it because we get so fucking pumped up about being able to have this opportunity.
I'm telling you right now, you guys are making new fans, especially if you're watching the recast right now. I'm telling you, there's a reason why I'm keeping this website rolling because I need you all to get a bottle. Not because I'm promoting the website, but I'm telling you right now, I need you all to get a bottle. Not because you need one, but because your spirit will thank you. Your soul will thank you.
Your soul will thank you.
Your soul will thank you for getting a bottle. I will tell you right now, I never in my life, I will tell you, people in my life love rum. I get rum because I want to make them happy. But I can tell you right now, never a day in my life I get excited about it. Like I have a lot of Foursquare because being in a spirit world, I do need to taste things to make sure my palate is familiar with them. But oh my fucking God.
So I have to tell you, I have to tell you guys both something. My phone is blowing up right now with my dudes that are in Florida, and they're like, "Why the fuck isn't this product in Florida?" If they're not in Florida, they're scared. That's what somebody said.
No, man.
We can't find a distributor. We show up and we're like, hey, we sell rum, and they're like, yeah, get the fuck out of here.
We are so used to getting rejected.
Yeah.
It's not even funny. I mean, we are the truck stop whores of selling spirits.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm dropping the link right now to Sellbacks. There's still bottles there. Y'all go cop it up. I'm telling you. It's not in Nebraska. I don't think you guys are in Nebraska yet, but you are. Or, Brett and I are both in Nebraska. You guys are not in Nebraska yet, but I will tell you right now, make sure you grab yourself a bottle. Sellbacks usually any order over 100 and so is usually we will be happy to do their free shipping and whatnot. But I will tell you right now, your soul will thank you. Not these people. These people are the God creating it, but your soul will thank you for this. And since we started this show, I never actually promoted anybody to go grab a bottle right away. But I can tell you right now.
Go do it.
You guys are
you sir are a saint.
Something. You guys are
saints of liquor.
You guys are onto something. I will tell you right
now. I think we're gonna get you guys into Florida. There's some shit happening on my phone. I'm not even kidding. There's some shit happening on my phone right now.
Yeah.
California is asking too.
We're working on California.
So right now, the states that are available: Kentucky, Illinois, Texas, New York, Tennessee. Is that it, or is there one more?
Mississippi. Shout out to our guy Jamie Ferris at Lincoln Road, who runs one of the best single barrel picking programs in the country for whiskey.
Wow.
He also does a lot of rum, mezcal. I mean, the guy's got everything. He always makes sure to have, single barrel of us, and then of course seal box. Like those guys
they ship almost everywhere. So if you want it, that's why I'm putting them, because they ship almost everywhere. So you have the opportunity to grab yourself a bottle.
They're huge for small brands like us.
Correct.
We're literally two guys, and we have day jobs.
And I will tell you right now, if there is something that I would say, if there's something that I will ever say in my life and say, hey, if I aspire to have a private label one day, I want to aspire to put out a product like you guys did. Because honestly, you guys truly, truly have understood what consumers like, and especially experienced consumer. Because now that I tasted this Gordon, I'm thinking pairing in my head which cigar will work with this, right? Like I'm thinking of all these things, and I'm like, you guys slowly broke a barrier of cigar smokers, because I'd rather drink this right now than drink a VSOP cognac, because now this is giving me that closer of that spiciness, a draw of a cigar, and the sweetness that you need.
And that, I mean, we're such fans of cognac and Armagnacs and different types of productions of Scotch whiskey and Japanese whiskey. And I mean, we're from Kentucky. We love bourbon. And we that's our angle. We've actually pissed a lot of people off by not having a staple brand and not doing,
and we've also consistently declined bottling MGP whiskey. There's a lot of great people doing it. The fuck am I going to add to that?
Correct.
Nothing,
Correct.
I wanted to do something.
Somebody already got their bottle.
So someone just asked, where's Rolling Fork located? So I'll give a little 30-second plug here. So the name Rolling Fork Distillery, or the name Rolling Fork Spirits, derives from my family's Rolling Fork Distillery. It was founded in 1788 before Kentucky was a state. So my last name's Wathen. My family is one of the first families to distill whiskey in Kentucky. We operated the Rolling Fork Distillery up in Lebanon, Kentucky, up and through the Civil War. Got lucky, probably put some hand under the table cash, and got one of those 6 medicinal permits during Prohibition. Had brands like Old Grandad, Old Crow, E.H. Taylor, and then pissed it all away. And Jordan,
this is your. So this is in your family. Is a legacy thing.
Jordan and I are doing a legacy play.
Yeah.
Turner is. I'm just some random dude that likes alcohol, But so they're asking where we're located at. We operate out of a contract facility. We have a great relationship actually with Neely Family Distillery out of Sparta, Kentucky. They do a lot of fantastic bourbon and rye, and God bless them. We showed up. We're like, hey, would you be willing to take on a guy that brings in rum and blend it? And he was like, yeah, I don't, he's like, that's not something I do. So sure, man, like, here you go. Let me show you what I got. So they've been great for us, right? For a small brand. Me and Turner, like I said, we both have day jobs. We do this. This is kind of our passion project. We like doing it. But, it's not like we're not paying the bills with this, So yeah,
I really, Tim actually, internet is out, so that's why he's not here. But I will tell you right now, I'm impressed. I'm impressed because I'm actually even more impressed because I never done the homework on you guys. I'm hearing it straight from you, and I'm excited because for rum to be this exciting, I always say that consumers get fatigue. The everyday things, and sometimes that's why some brands don't get my vote, because they keep releasing the same shenanigan every year, and they don't almost surprise their consumer with something so good that he makes the consumer go, what the fuck? I never in my life, I can name all the brand that I've had one time and tasted their spirit immediately and went, the fuck was that? And that's what you guys did.
Well,
Like
and
Yes.
probably one
You
of those
haven't even
dudes.
tried the Jamaican pot still yet.
no, and that's what Brett
That's-
Brett just told me. I need to try it so he can see me
Well,
lose my mind.
well, I mean, Jack, part of our respect out of this is probably one of those dudes that you did try it where you were just like, holy shit, is Alan Bishop. And
Yeah.
we got a lot of respect for guys like Alan Bishop and Royce Neely and the guys that are doing it legit. And obviously we're not distillers, but we look up dudes like that, and we don't want to put out an inferior product because we have to meet some type of margin or some type of case count or some bullshit, versus the ability to just give you something that we really love, so we think you might like.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. And if you can stand by your own product, obviously, you're not afraid, right? Because like if you motherfuckers ain't gonna drink it, I love it so much, I can drink it myself.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to put the product out there, but I always say if I cannot drink it and enjoy myself, why the fuck can I expect other people out there to actually drink it? Something interesting. I want to make sure, Ursa, you know that these are important distilled. So they're coming from all side of places.
Yeah.
Most rum are made with molasses.
So Ursa, the El Salvador rum, everything we're doing is molasses based. We haven't touched an alcohol product, but the El Salvador rum is a high column stilled rum. There's only one distillery in El Salvador, but it's a high column still. I think they had quite a bit of plates, and it's a sugar bomb. Versus the way Richard Seal produces his column pot split with molasses versus a Jamaican high ester pot still. So it's not just, we mainly work with molasses, and we mainly source from the Caribbean, but their production styles vary so much in addition to their ingredient inputs.
Yeah.
Did we
Every
move on to
jurisdiction.
the silver dollar?
We're not there yet.
Not yet.
Okay, that's fine. Just want to make sure I wasn't
Here's my
behind.
plug for what we do. Every jurisdiction kind of has their own style, right? Jamaican pot still rum. Okay, yeah, that's a style, but there's a lot of variety in that as well between the distilleries. But they have some common characteristics, like A, pot still, but B, a lot of them use really long fermentation. They use wild yeast, or they use dunder pits as well to add flavor to up the ester count. Whereas you get into so molasses is a calling card of Jamaican rum as well. And you find that in a lot of the former English colonies. So Jamaica, Barbados, I think it was Trinidad as well. Whereas when you get into the French colonies, Haiti, Martinique, places like that, they do agricole style with fresh cane juice. Yeah. We have not I would be open to it, but one of the things I really respect about rum is a jurisdictional indicator. So even if I imported, let's say, a Martinique rum, I would not label it an agricole, because Martinique has laws about what is a Martinique agricole. And one of the requirements is it's bottled in Martinique. I'm not in Martinique. Could I do it in the US and get away with it? Yeah, I probably could, because that law is not here, but I'm not going to do it. So, if we did do like an agricole style rum, we would probably just say, fermented from fresh cane juice, which is the furthest I would go in saying this is an agricole style, because I respect, the jurisdictions that have their laws about what is their type of rum. I'm not going to be the asshole in the US that just steals that and slaps it on a bottle to sell some. Other people may. I'm not going to say who, but it's up
to you, the consumer.
Yeah. So the third one we have, the reason I recommended, Jack, that you do that one last is it's completely fucking different. You know that, and now time for something completely fucking different. This is it. So I would say that the first two are kind of like a classic, I would say, bourbon drinkers rum. The Venn diagram overlaps. If you like a lot of the bourbons and ryes, you're probably going to like the first two as well from a flavor profile. Jamaican pot still rum. This one, we can't disclose the distillery on the label. They do not allow us to. However, if I were to say a barrel code for this, it would be like WP and then some number. From that, you can guess where it might have come from. This distillery doesn't use dunder pits, but they do really, really friggin' long fermentations.
Okay.
And when I say really, really long, like 3 or 4 times what a bourbon distillery does. And then they run it through pot stills. So it's just a very different, distillate that then goes into barrels. So it's just very different product.
All right. Let me get into it.
I will say this. So I first tried this. I think it was like 3 weeks ago when I first got to try this.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually ended up buying a bottle on spot. I did a private tasting with Susie at Silver Dollar. She invited me and a handful of other people out. She said, "Hey, you want to come out, try some spirits?" And this was actually, I think, one of the first things that we got to try. And I had no idea it was Jamaican.
Yeah.
I was just like, cool. I like Rolling Fork Rum. I like the El Salvador they did. And I put it in my glass and just started agitating it. And I was like, holy shit. This is weird. I was like, it's kind of funky, but blah, blah, blah. And I was like, is this Jamaican? And they're like, yeah, it says it right on the fucking bottle. I was like, okay, sorry, my bad. I haven't seen the bottle yet. But one of the things that really like helped this open up, I mean, it's already like you said, flavor bomb. But the more I agitated it and just kind of let it live in my glass, the more it developed and just it from as soon as it hit my glass till the time I finished it, it evolved and changed along the entire time. It was such an awesome experience. Super glad that Jack gets to try this, and I'm also stoked that we're gonna be able to talk about it with you guys here as well.
I tell people that in the Great Four Roses 10 recipe divide, right? You've got the BVK guys, and then you've got like the E, O, and Q people. If you like the weirder, funkier, fruitier OESOs and OESQs, Jamaican pot still, you're probably going to like it, right?
Yep.
But if you're going for the OBSVs, like the more classic bourbon, vanilla, toffee, you're not going to like Jamaican. I've had people tell me they fucking hate this. And I'm like, cool, it's not for you,
Well, it's that funky like tire fire plastic, that people can't get past. But if you can handle the funk, there's so many more layers of things going on just past that initial like, whoa, what is that? It's some funky Jamaican rum is what it is. Let's drink more of that. Let's do this.
And so
look, Jackson heaven. His eyes are closed and it's in his mouth. He's in fucking heaven. I can tell you right now. This is the third time I've seen this face. This is a beautiful thing right here.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful thing.
To me, the funny thing about all these Jamaican pot still rums that we've bottled, I've never, like, you can write tasting notes one day, go back to it 2 days later, it's fucking different. Like
100%.
I've never
100%
pinned down an exact flavor profile of what this, always different. I've drawn samples out of a barrel when I'm, bottling it. And I'll take it home and drink that sample. Like, oh yeah, that was pretty good. And then I'll get the bottle that I literally saw it go into, open that a month later. I'm like, well, this tastes fucking completely different than what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a very, like, it depends on the day, everything else, temperature, obviously, but I've never had one be, it's just always changing. There's a lot going on in a Jamaican pot still rum.
Oh my God. It's fruity. It's earthy. It's spicy. It's like rye spicy, but it's baking spice spicy. It's funky. Oh my God. I feel like it hits the whole goddamn spectrum of flavor.
They're hard to, like I said, they're hard to pin down. It's hard to, like, I could not write a paragraph and tell you what this tastes like.
There's always a little bit of menthol at the end of
Sure.
Rye. And I know because I only have one authentic Jamaican rum, and it's Dr. Jamaica or something that I have.
Dr. Bird?
Yeah.
I think it's Dr. Swans? What? Oh fuck! What is it?
Dr.
That's a good. That's a good fucking. That's a good. Oh my God!
I finished
love
that because I made so many good cocktail. I literally made up a cocktail called, because I use an African fruit cocktail to actually blend that with I use sweet vermouth, that Jamaican rum, and that cocktail on top. I call it African Sunset in Jamaica. So it's one of those things.
Dr. Birds.
Yes,
Yeah.
I finished that bottle in less than 2 weeks, and I feel like this is what's gonna happen if I have this bottle in front of me.
Oh, it's dangerous.
I do not like
it. Hot.
You know what, Jordan? I want to start by saying fuck you. I do. You literally are messing with me on this Monday. I appreciate you fucking with my taste buds. This is the first. Officially, this is the first time I'm having you guys rum, because the other shit that you serve me, you are just trying to trick my palate. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
This is the first official rum that I'm having from Rolling Fork, so I just want y'all to know this. If how do I put this? If satisfied had a face, you'll be this. Satisfied. That satisfaction. That's what I will get from. I'm telling you right now, it's pure satisfaction. I have no words.
Yeah. To me, this is like my favorite one to just fucking sit and drink and contemplate. Because it's like I said, I couldn't write a paragraph on it. It's always different.
I can only use one word, and it's satisfaction. That's the best way to put it.
She starts off hot, and then you get to chase all these flavors, and you get this buttery, rich middle palate that you want.
You get almost a little bit of banana, some molasses for sure, because that's you were drinking rum. You get that mentally end, like it's almost like minty finish. If satisfaction had a face, you'll be the face. You know, everybody have an old face. This rum give me an old face. That's what it is. That's what you get. This is.
So I don't even want to. If you put this in a Negroni swap.
That's what I was about to tell you. I actually made a Negroni with the previous one. So I can only think of what this is gonna be. Is this still available?
So let's see here. Silver dollar, yeah,
I got you, Jack. Yeah, I got you.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on around here. I don't know what you and Jordan, you and Turner are doing. I will tell you right now, I've never.
Jack, I can get you some of this, bud.
Yeah, definitely. We got you.
But you see those moments where your mom catch you doing something in your room and you have your when you actually are having this rum, it's like you are doing something bad. You are sinning. You need to catch yourself before people around you kind of. I don't know. Did y'all plan this? Like, was that what you wanted your public to feel like?
No, we have not had a single fucking plan, and every plan we've had, we've gotten wrong.
Yeah, we're not good at this shit. But what we are good at is finding tasty spirits and putting them in a bottle. You know, we are shit for consistency. I'll be upfront when I tell people. I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Every barrel tastes different, right? If you asked me to make the same blend 4 times, I would fail 4 times. You know, because all my barrels are different.
Wow.
I can tell you that, like, this pot still rum that we import, they're in the same wheelhouse. But honestly, we've bottled, I think, 4 different barrels of this. They're all different.
None of them. No consistency. And it's fantastic.
Yeah. And I love that aspect. That's what I love about rum. That's what I love about single barrel rum.
You guys don't get enough credit. Tim said you guys were different. But you guys don't get enough credit.
Well,
guys, we need to go out there in these streets, and if you are a fan of the show, and if you love Monday Sucks, I need you to do two things for me. And I don't know this guy. This guy is from a can of paint. So I want you, I'm saying this based on my first impression. Do me a favor. Go to Silbacks, or you seeing it rolling it down there. I put the link in the comments. Grab yourself a bottle. Trust me, you will thank me later. But if nothing else, post it, tag them, and tell them why you love them, because these two need to be reminded why the fuck they do this. Because I know you may have done this just to say we love spirit and we put it out there, but these are life-changing experiments. That's why I'm gonna call your release experiment that you put in out there. And I can taste the devotion and the joys that you get to actually put this out there. Like, if he makes me feel this way, I want another 250 people to feel this.
Yep.
Right.
That's always been our big thing. Do we love it? If we love it, we'll bottle it. If we don't love it, well,
and
we're not bottling it.
I would tell you right now, it's just, you guys are doing just an amazing work. But we're gonna keep you the whole night. What do you want people to know? What are new things that are coming, or new project that you're working on that you want people to know about?
Well, so I will say, as Tim pointed to on his phone, Sealbox does have some 22-year Guadalupe we bottled. Okay. That is an extremely weird rum. If you like the Jamaican pot still, it's definitely, as someone said to me, it's like Coroni and Jamaican pot still had a baby. And if you've had Coroni, the heavy Coroni column with that very smoky, almost burnt tar note in it that some people love, some people friggin' hate. The 22-year Guadalupe is a weird, wild, and wonderful animal. Also, Lincoln Road in Mississippi picked up an entire barrel of it because they also, those guys are connoisseurs of esoteric spirits. And then we do have single barrels hitting the market. Kentucky, Sealbox has been awesome for us. They put out our single barrels from time to time. Tennessee, we're moving into Tennessee now with single barrels, and we're, hard for us to expand because we don't make a lot, right? We just don't make a lot of rum. We don't put out 100,000 bottles of rum in a year. We put out like 10,000. So, it's hard for us to be in 50 states. That's why we tried to find, retailers that do ship. So California is an awesome state. They'll ship to everyone in California. That's helpful for us. Sealbox, they ship to a lot of states. That's helpful for us because we know the rum following is there in the United States, but they are spread out. And so it's really hard for us to get product to the people that like it. And so it's really cool when we've had people from Canada send us photos of our rum. I do not sell in Canada. I have no friggin' idea, right? So that means the community is also taking care of itself. And that's very helpful for us because we can't, we're two dudes with day jobs. We try, but there's only so many places we can reach. So when people share and, share amongst themselves, that helps.
I just want to, I forgot what I was going to say, but it's funny because, Jordan will send me an idea and I'm like, motherfucker, we got $800 in the bank.
Yeah,
we've been doing this. We've been penny pinching. We've been broke more than we've been rich. We're pretty good at branding because pretty much Jordan and I do it all ourselves with a designer. So we don't have big pockets. And I think that's what makes us so enthralled with this endeavor, because if it was about money, then we fucked it all up. But if it's about trying to make an angle in this game where we might be able to add value, that's our goal. And it's, we've got the road scars to prove it. I've pitched more times and gotten rejected to get brands into stores than I have had success. And we will go to a store and show them some rum and they will tell us they love it, and we will go to the store right next to it and they'll tell us we're fucking crap. And I'm okay with that because that's the consumer market. And it's, that's kind of how it goes. And that's your perspective. You have every right to pick and choose what you don't and don't like. It's a fun game to play. And we appreciate being on your show and talking to guys like you guys, because, you guys appreciate what's in the bottle as much as we do.
I can tell you right now that we are all about building a community and of people lovers first and spirit lovers next. And here we are all about supporting the effort that people do. And I can tell you right now, I don't just, Jordan, I don't know you. We just met Turner and Jordan. I will tell you right now, prepare yourself to set some time aside for probably the next 3 weeks coming, because your Instagram is gonna go crazy. And a lot of people maybe you're gonna get some hate mail because people can find all we've talked about here. But
it's funny. We get hate mail from Europeans because Europeans love rum. And they're like, hey, how are you going to get it to Europe? And I'm like, dude, we're two guys in Kentucky that work day jobs. Like, I don't know, man. Do you want to be my importer? Like, you set everything up and tell me how to do it.
That is something that I believe that is a good problem to have when you start.
It is. Yeah.
It's a good problem to have. I will tell you right now, I don't get excited about much, and that is serious. I usually look at people and go, okay, you put something out there. You want to come and talk to me. Brands reach out to me. This is not a flex, but some brand will reach out to me and I'm like, I'm okay. Or they will send me a sample. I'm like, I'm okay. I don't need to talk to you because whatever you're doing is just like everybody and their mama out there. But I would tell you guys now, in my religious way, I want God bless y'all and give you a long life, because I believe your future is brighter than you see it. Keep up the grind.
Yeah.
Keep being authentic, because that's the best way I can if somebody asks me what is Rolling Fork, I would say authentic. That's what
that's all we look for.
That's what describe y'all. So I would definitely say keep doing what you're doing. Impress people. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I like to say, I'm glad I know you guys now while you're still small, because I have the feeling in the next couple of years, Turner is gonna or Jordan is gonna be forever for you guys to respond to my email or even think about sending me a ball, because you guys are gonna be
that'll never happen.
It's a good problem to have. I want to come to Kentucky and just start chasing you guys around and say I'm ready for y'all.
When you're in Kentucky, let us know. We've got weirder shit than this in our warehouse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait to actually see what's coming in the future. I want to thank y'all for coming on. I normally y'all are the one that thank us for being on our show, but I want to thank y'all for coming on. Mark this day, because we just are seeing the birth of a celebrity that is coming on, and I can tell you right now, you guys have a very bright future ahead of you guys. Keep being authentic, keep being yourself, and don't be different. Don't keep being weird. Weird is good. Yeah. Whatever weird things you guys are doing is getting me excited. I cannot wait to see what you guys release. And don't be shy to send us a message and say, we got something new. We will love people to know about it. Yep. Every brand that we support, we are ready. Every time a media come out, we are more than happy to put it out there so the people know about it.
Thank you. Yeah.
You guys do great work. You like you said, I mean, you talked to Gail Seal, you talked to Alan Bishop, you talked to the foremost minds of distilling. So, Jack and Tim, it means a lot to have this opportunity. I can't wait to send you guys more shit. And we really appreciate you guys opening your doors to us, man.
For small guys like us, this means everything. and we
We
love.
appreciate
Honestly,
it.
we love drinking. So,
Yeah.
anytime
I
someone's
think that's
like,
our problem too. That's our
yeah,
problem.
anytime someone's like, hey, you wanna come drink with us? I'm like, well, yeah,
Yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah.
that's
You
really
know,
the one fringe benefit of this business that works. I always get to drink with people, So
you be your French benefit.
A little flashback humor there. Okay, I see you.
Ooh.
I see you, flashback humor. I see you.
So I appreciate you guys coming on. We'll let you get back to your day now. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are not part of our hood. You guys are not part of our family. Feel free to come on anytime. If
Beautiful.
there's anything you want the word to know and our people to know, you are welcome here anytime. We are going to be your adieu, and we hope to see you soon. I will be messaging you guys to make sure that I get my hands on my bottles so I can flex on the gram and tell everybody my friends got me my bottle. You guys are not cool.
Sweet.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Turner, thank you. Jordan, thank you. You guys have an amazing rest of your Monday.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Soon.
Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate being on here.
Man,
Wow, bro.
I knew. Here's the thing. I knew you were gonna like this, but I didn't think you were gonna like this.
I like this, and
I can tell. I watched your eyes roll up into the back of your head. I was like, oh fuck, here we go. Here we go.
I do not. I will tell you right now. This, and I'm not a rum drinker.
Yeah, no, I will tell you, this brand and a few other things made me. I came to watch Monday Sucks, and now I'm spending money. There you go. That's what we're doing. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers, guys.
But this brand with the I will say the diversity of flavor from Jamaican to El Salvador to fucking everything in between. This really made me a rum lover, and this is why I've been kind of behind these guys and really been pushing and wanting people to try this, because it's not your typical rum. This is if you like flavorful things, if you like explosions of flavor, you like fine spirits, you're gonna love this. It doesn't have anything to do. We're past the point of it being about rum. It's about good shit. If you like good shit, this is your product. Period.
It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting because, yeah, it's you love good spirit, but you want spirits that she said I'm lying, I'm a rum drinker. so funny thing is, when I was doing my WSCT certification,
Mhm.
I had to read about rum and knowing how it's made, light marks, heavy mark, light marks, and all the things that make rum. And I talked to a friend of mine and I said, hey, I need some rum agricole, because I'm like, well, I never had some Guadeloupe or that rum, because I've always stick to Jamaica.
Sure.
And obviously all the other or the regular, Barbados and rum. And when she was looking for it during the COVID time, like, oh, it's hard for me to send you anything in the COVID time and blah blah. But I'm looking forward now to do that comparison. But think about it. I've always said you want to entertain your consumer. You almost want them to go to school or their palate to go on an adventure.
Sure.
And this right here truly gets your palate on an adventure. And I'm telling you, man, I don't think I'm drinking anything else tonight. I'm just going to drink this rum.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So
that El Salvador is something. The Jamaican is mind-boggling. The Jamaican cocktail rum is pretty. It's a pretty good entry point. I think I've seen the cheapest I've seen it. I think is like 25. It usually sits around 25 to 35. It's right in a good price point to do, good cocktails, but not also not break the bank at the same time. And it's just funky enough to shine through in a rum cocktail, but not too funky where it's overpowering the whole cocktail. Like, it has very, very good balance, and they really nailed it doing it at doing a Jamaican. I honestly, I can't say enough about this company. Like,
All right. I would say this. We have about 10 minutes in. I'm trying to keep it about an hour and a half.
sure.
A couple people told me it's like when I see 2 hours, I don't know if I even want to start watching. So I'm trying to keep it about an hour and a half. We are going to get to my favorite part of the segment: advice that do not suck, like on Monday. Advice that do not suck. Something interesting happened this week. That reminded me of something I like to tell people. So this life, there's a saying, right? In this life is not what you know, is who you know. And I want to bring that forward to you guys. Not what you know, but who you know. The reason why this is actually important, that is not what you know. I'm an immigrant. You have to excuse my grammar. I actually type, but don't worry, I got you. I promise you. I learn English really fast, but trust me, it's right here. Yep, I made sure I have it. I have it right here.
Hey,
And
Tim, thanks for tuning in, Tim. We appreciate that.
Thank you so much,
I'm
Tim.
glad that you found a new show, because we love doing this every week. Like Jack said, we've been doing this almost a year, and we've not missed a single Monday. We've done it consistently every single Monday, rain or shine. So appreciate that.
Every Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate this. Thank you, Tim. Tim, single barrel snobbies, Tim. Advice that do not suck. The reason why I want to talk about this is because it's not what you know, is who you know. That's my advice that do not suck. Watching is not what you know, but who you know. Last week, as we were doing with the show, I had a chance to chat with a friend of mine, and we were talking, and I've realized that in my life, a few people gave me some good advice. Not because they just had good advice because of what they know, but it's because I had a chance to know these people, and these people were in my life and gave me the opportunity to learn something from them that they obviously didn't know one day they will have to share with me. But because I knew them, I definitely got a chance to get that in. But the second thing is what I got in the mail this week, right? This week, I was able to grab some scotch that I would never grab. I would never get a chance to grab. A friend of ours actually found something from me and literally went, "Hey, I got you. I know you're looking for this. I'll get it." But at the same time, I was looking for a bottle, and someone that I knew made a call and say, "Oh, yes, I can get this bottle for you. Not I can get this bottle for you like, oh, send me money. I can get this bottle for you. Like, I can get this bottle for you." And I look in the mail, and this bottle is here. And I'm like, "Oh, dude, when you say I can get this bottle for you, I didn't mean you." He's like, "No, no, 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 no. You know so and so we good." And I'm like, "What?"
Oh shit.
He's like, "Oh, you know so and so we good." And I'm like, "Wait a minute. Uh-oh, $9.
Oh shit. Kimmy's dropping super stickers over here.
Kimmy, I think Kimmy is trying to make sure that we do something she wants to do. Thank
There's
you
a
so
sticker.
much. Jimmy.
There's
Yeah,
a sticker.
sticker looks so good. Sticker looks so good. But because of who you know, you get an opportunity. So in the whiskey industry or in the spirit industry,
Did
I would
you
do this for you.
did you take offense to that, or were you like, oh shit,
No,
okay,
no.
okay, okay.
I was baffled
Oh
because
wow,
the
okay.
person literally said, because of who you know, you don't we don't need to do anything. You don't owe me money. That person have done more for me, but because you know them, you're in. And I'm
Shit.
like, what? So I believe is one thing that we need to keep in mind is people we know are important. People we so-called friends are important. The reason why is because those people can open doors for you
Sure.
that God only knows you have never been next to those doors. Relationship are important. Keeping good relationship are important. But who you know really matters. Who you know really matters. Because you can be either guilty by association or actually have opportunities by association.
Sure. Sure.
It's not what you know. You can be the smartest motherfucker in the room, but every single door will be closed to you. Meanwhile, you sitting here mad at Susie because Susie is like the one who never does the work, but her ass is getting every opportunity out there because Susie's bringing donuts to every manager, and Susie has been the best friend of everyone there. Everybody knows Susie, and they go, "Oh, we're looking for someone to give this opportunity. We're gonna give it to Susie." And you go, "But I work harder. I'm smarter. Why in the fuck I don't get this opportunity?" Because you don't know nobody. You don't talk to nobody.
Sure.
You don't build a relationship with nobody. Yes, you're smart, but no one gives a fuck. So it's not what you know, it's who you know. Because sometimes doors open for you by who you know and not what you know. So my advice today that do not suck is sometime, right? Sometime don't always rely on your knowledge. It's good to have knowledge.
Sure.
I can tell you right now in this whiskey industry, in any industry you're trying to blow up, you're trying to do great, you're trying to do anything, is somebody who knows somebody who fucking knows somebody else that just plug you in and boom, you go like fireworks. So that's my Monday advice that do not suck. That's my Monday advice that do not suck.
You dropping bombs, man. You dropped a bomb on me last. You dropped a bomb on me last Monday. They kicked my ass in gear, and really got me moving and made some shit happen. And you're dropping more bombs this weekend. And this is why this is why you're my family. This is why you're my brother.
You like that new setup. Look at your sign on the right. Look at you right under you. You have Steve Barrel Snob, and
dude,
right there.
I love you, bro. I love you. It looks so fucking clean. It looks so clean.
It's one of those. I'm like he's gonna love this. He's on the right. I'm on the right. He's on the left.
Dude, I've been wanting to talk about it since you threw me on here. I'm so glad you brought it up because I say all night I've been like just eyeing it. I'm like, hey, there's my fucking logo down there, just hanging out. So him bringing that up. Well, this will be the segue out of the show. Merch is being worked on. I had some proofs done. They were supposed to be here tonight so I could share them with you guys so you could see what is in the works, but they didn't make it. So we'll save it to next week. But merch is on the way. And everyone has been asking, when are you going to do merch? When are you going to do merch? I'm doing merch. I finally got a logo, finally made some shit happen. Thanks to Jack for everything. Seriously, you are, I don't know if you know this, but I think you're like my undercover hype man. Like you, when I'm feeling down, you're like, you okay? Like I always get either a phone call or a text message, and it's like, you okay? And it's like, actually, you always know, my dude. That's why I love you. Seriously.
So I'm glad you got your logo done. I'm glad, people are, I like to say and this is how we're gonna close the show. Is I tell people all the time, and this goes into embellish podcast comment here. The reason why I'm not jealous of people is actually because hard work never scared me.
Sure.
I love people more than I love money. So hard work never spent because I can work hard to get money.
Sure.
But because I love people, I'm really not never jealous. Right? There's been a lot of assholes in every industry that I've been in. But every single one of those assholes have looked at me and go, I don't get how the fuck you can be smiling every day. Fuck you and that joy that you got going on. And I just look at them and say, you're welcome. And that's really what it is about. You're welcome. So when my people are winning, I'm winning. And if they're doing great, I'm doing great. And because I have a relationship, I mean, I've always said people that done really, really great is because there always been a plug out there for him. But how the one become the plug is because they've been with you since day one. They've always been with you since day one. On that note, since I've been with you since day one, tell the motherfuckers out there where can they find you, my man, Single Barrel Snob.
You can find me on the Instagram, like it says under my name, at Single Barrel Snob. modernthirst.com, whiskey news and reviews. Keep your eyes peeled. The merch is dropping soon. Like I said, proofs are on their way. Make sure you check out the Truth is Barrel Proof podcast. If you're not a part of our family, our network, get in contact with Jack, have a conversation, review some spirits. You do 5-minute review, one take. One take meaning you grab the bottle, you pour it, you talk about it, you drink it, you send it. And guess what happens? Jack uploads it to the Truth is Barrel Proof umbrella, and then your ass gets paid. You're no longer paying to drink. You're getting paid to drink. I think I've done 3 now. I've set aside a day to where I can drink and write and do reviews and send them to Jack. So do that. Pick a day where you have some free time, sit down by yourself, review some spirits, do 5-minute reviews, and send them to Jack. And guess what? It's so damn easy.
It's
like
so easy. You call it staples.
Stupid easy. Because all you're doing is you're already talking about this up here, right? You're already doing it. Let it come out here and get some of this. It's awesome. It's fun.
So I got to give a shout out to Embellish Podcast. He's the one who reviewed the regular Buffalo Trace. I have to give a shout out to Black Barn Howie, who reviewed actually the Highland Park.
Oh yeah.
This goes out to Bourbon Jeepers. He still have not sent me his review that he promised me for a while. Shout out to you for actually being here. I'm actually gonna do a live sometime this week about the Truth is Barrel Proof podcast because 2 people said, thought it was just you and Tim. I say, no, I've created a community platform. Think about this, right? Think about this. And I'm going to say this on my live next time. Think about this. Imagine you go to a store and you're about to buy a bottle. What would be more helpful and fun than to talk to Johnny, motherfucking I hate my job guy, who will tell you this bourbon is okay, and you buy it versus actually going, you know what? I know a bunch of good people that enjoy good spirit. Let me go on my phone. Truth is Barrel Proof. Click the bottle that I'm looking for. You can find the episode of the bottle, look it up, and you put it on on your ear, and you hear all the review about it. Because guess what? I know so far it's have been good reviews, but it's gonna be a time where we're like, I don't like it. This ain't it. This ain't it. And people will say like, I hate review. No. We're not hating on the bottle, but somebody reviewed it and say it's not in my palate. At least you know what it is. What I tell people usually is be fair and say, hey, I've been drinking for 10 years. I've been drinking for
His mic fell. He's muted for a second. But this is the thing about the 5 minute that he's saying, because you're going to be on your phone looking through your phone for 5 minutes anyways. Just go through the Rolodex of who
no
reviewed
one.
what
No,
and listen to it in your ear.
You can look it up. You on Spotify, you can literally look up the episode and it will tell you what it is. Why? Because you go to buy something, at least you're hearing the notes in your ear. Guess what? You know at least what somebody thinks about it that tasted it in real life. The idea behind it is for me to actually, because I remember when I was a newbie going to buy some shit. And by the way, your review on that Old Forester Rye, amazing. I remember as a newbie going to buy a bottle and you talk to the store clerk. They tell you it's good. You buy it, you come home, and it's shit. So no one wants to deal with that. We are going to give you 5 minutes, right? That's enough time for you to go to the grocery store, pull your kids, get them together, and actually get things in for you to be able to just review anything. Is my what do you call it? Is my Instagram, Hood Sommelier on Instagram. Go ahead. My email is there. My contact is there. Make sure you actually get, send it to me. Go on your phone, push voice memo, record it, and send it to me. Tim, obviously, internet needs some internet because his internet is hating him. I want to thank you all for coming. Where can you find me? You can find me on IG at Hood Sommelier, Hood_Sommelier. You can find me on YouTube at Hood Sommelier. And obviously, you can find me also on Facebook at Hood Sommelier. But better yet, you can find me anytime on The Truth is Barrel Proof, literally. So the podcast is there. I created a platform for all of you guys that actually like to tell people about your spirit experience. I cannot record every spirit out there. Make sure you check out the podcast. Make sure you listen to it to give you an example. I'll be doing a live sometime this week to tell you all more about it. It's a new concept. We want a podcast for the people, by the people, so people will know what to choose. We are here to help, improve, and bring people together. Thank you so much for coming on. Happy Monday. Glad you're here. Make sure you share this with your friend and make sure you're here every Monday so we can provide you with good content. Next week, I'm telling you, next week, you do not want to miss next week. Monday sucks. Something amazing is about to happen. We are starting 30 minutes earlier because this guest, you guys do not want to miss it. I'm telling you right now, next week is going to be the bomb.com. It's going to be so good. It's going to be amazing. This man that is coming on as a master distiller or master blender loves cigars, love his cowboy hat, love to actually act crazy. And I'm looking forward to actually having this show with him. He's going to be crazy, amazing, and out here. It's going to be wild. If there is a show you don't want to miss or tell people they're not going to miss, it's next week's show. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for always supporting every one of our effort. And as always, the truth is barrel proof. Happy Monday.